I feel like I've been doing a little bit of research on the NFTs, but we do a big Miami spring break campaign every March. So for 3 weeks we go out there and we do events. And so just to give you a little idea of what I had in mind, I wanted to have an NFT on our flyer. I do QR codes where people can buy tickets. They scan the QR code and they can buy the ticket. I wanted to integrate the NFT in return. Instead of having the QR code, have the NFT right there, and they can scan the NFT, and the tickets will open up. And then also an option to buy that NFT. So I was looking for like a certain logo that would resemble Miami spring break, you know. So that's something that everyone's gonna want to buy because, you know, everyone wants to go to Miami for spring break, you know. So that'd be like, you know, that graphic can be like their memory. Oh yeah, this for Miami spring break. You know, if I buy this, I'm a member forever, you know.
So you said you're currently using the QR codes as kind of like the entrance into that. Do they basically buy a ticket, then they come and they scan the QR code, and then that registers to you guys that they have that ticket, right?
Yeah, and then we have we use a text blast. We use a text blast also where they subscribe a phone number right after they get a ticket. Like the way it's set up, once you buy your ticket, you subscribe to the phone number also.
Yeah. So I think they currently you can have like the wallet address, right? So you have wallet addresses that are linked to NFTs right now. So one idea of what you could do to kind of like start the implementation of this would be researching you know, ways to basically create a QR code that would then basically open up a page that confirms their wallet address and the actual like NFT in that wallet, right?
Yeah, I think we can actually do this already, given like our current setup. So first, I'm gonna ask if you, let's say you're promoting a club, will the club be able to tell which people that are attending came from your promotion versus just having to walk by on the street and come in?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
So like, let's say you're promoting a club, would the club owners be able to tell who in attendance came due to your promotion and who just happened to walk in for whatever reason?
Oh yeah, because we have people got to come in and scan their tickets.
And
so,
they get their tickets, like a specific ticket just from you?
Yeah, as soon as they buy a ticket, they get a digital ticket straight to their email. So when they show up with the ticket, and I mean, they have their own broker there. They'll know. Usually they'll keep track of how many tickets came in, and then that's how they know how many new people came in and who's their regulars. But sometimes even the regulars end up buying the tickets because they find out word of mouth.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So what we're doing right now is that people can go onto our website and they can like pre-order an NFT, and with that they can enter in like a text. And let's say they want to enter in your discount code, like your code, which would link to like a ticket that's specific to you going to a club. They can do that, and then whenever they buy the ticket, they would actually get that in possession, which then they can go and they can show that is theirs. And then they can we can track how many exactly that you're getting. And let's say on our Discord server, whoever actually owns the NFT, they can go into like your channel, and then that's when you can be promoting like, come to this club for this discount, or I don't know like how you actually do the promotions. You do like discounts, or is it just like word of mouth? Like there's gonna be a pop in people there.
Usually anyone that subscribes to the text blast or we have the email, they'll get a discount. So the kind of that same concept will be switched over to NFT. Anyone that owns the NFT get access to all the discounts and everything.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it seems like the text blasts would kind of be going in this. That's the same thing that we're doing, but with our Discord like individual channel, where anyone could be in the whole server. They can only see this one channel if they own and they prove they own the NFT, and they can prove they own the NFT through the Discord bots that we have set up, where they have to check the wallet addresses. So it's kind of like complicated right now, but it seems like it is very possible to get that set up. And like right now, we're just selling our own NFTs, but we could venture into creating customized NFTs that are for your own promotion, but that would have to be in collaboration with the club that you're trying to get people to go to.
So with that being said, say hypothetically speaking, say I ask, hey, can you guys help me create an NFT? what like percentage would y'all want from that, or would y'all just charge from creating the NFT?
So wouldn't it just be like it would get minted and then you guys would be able to drop them, and then the smart contract would basically say that when you sell these NFTs as memberships, any transaction after that, like let's say you sold 100 tickets of NFTs and then those people owned those memberships for that amount of time. But let's say they wanted to sell it, right? Because a lot of people, what they do is they'll buy tickets and they'll flip those tickets, right?
Yeah.
So what would happen is, let's say you sold, what's a medium price for like one of the tickets to one of your events?
Right now we've been doing this crazy promotion where ladies are 2 for $5 and guys are 2 for $10.
2 for $5. Okay, 2 for $10. So I'm not exactly sure how this would work with multiple people, but let's say one person owned one of those where it was like 2 for $10, right? They paid you $10. In the smart contract, let's say all of them sold out and they wanted to resell that to somebody else and they marked up the price to $50. You could specify in the smart contract that in that next transaction, you would make 10% on top of that. And then let's say it was sold 5 times. Every single time it was sold, you would make more money. So it would basically be like selling a ticket that you'd make money off of if somebody resold it. Instead of somebody just taking your ticket for $10, reselling for $50, you don't make any more money.
So it just keeps going and going and going.
Keeps going and going. And then you can just, what you can do is just leave them in circulation. And then instead of you having to sell tickets to people anymore, they'll just keep reselling the same tickets that are in circulation and you'll just keep making more money.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Cause I was just thinking, all my big campaigns, I call all my parties campaigns now. Miami Spring Break, Welcome Week, Homecoming, Halloween Weekend, New Year's. Those 6 alone could all be incorporated with an NFT that can keep getting recycled every year.
Yeah, and the reason why it's possible is literally because of the decentralization, and the reason that you can track all of these transactions. You know, they're all anonymous, but you have records of who passed it to who and who passed it to who based on a wallet ID or some anonymous ID for transacting. It would be kind of like if you placed a tracker on one of your tickets, you know, that you have right now, and then every time it was resold or flipped to somebody else, since you know that transaction occurred, you can then take a little bit of it. The people that are reselling these tickets, they're not gonna feel like you're stealing from them because they're still gonna make money. If they sell it for $50 and you get back 5, then they're still making $45, you know? But it makes sense that you should deserve some of that money since you're the one who provided it in the first place.
Yeah, and going off of that, if let's say you give out 100 tickets and someone buys all 100 off of you, and like that's good for you because you sold them all, but maybe like they just hoard them and like no one shows up to the club, you can reward people that actually buy the tickets and show up to the club, because the club can mark or make note of the wallet addresses, and then come like the next night you have another, maybe the same club, just like the night 2, you can give like whoever actually proved that they went to the club, you can take their wallet address and you can give them an extra discount to come back that second night. So you can kind of track exactly who is coming. You can reward them with even more.
But back to the original question, talking about like if we were to create an NFT, a custom NFT for you to promote as a ticket for events or any campaigns that you'd be doing, it would most likely it would have to be circumstantial, because there's certain instances where it would be better if you wanted to collab with us and we're using the Astral Kingdom brand in order to create an NFT for you, then we would obviously want some sort of percentage. But in the case where you're just outsourcing us for just the creation of an NFT, it would just be like a paid up front.
Yeah. And the good news about like smart contracts is like, let's say you wanted 10%, right? And you didn't want to go below 10%, but since we helped in the minting process, we want 5%. You could just make it so that every transaction after, you would still get 10%, we would just get 5. So we'd actually just be taking 15% from the additional transactions instead of 10.
Yep.
Yeah, and it seems like right now, selling tickets would be like fungible tokens. Like we sell the non-fungible tokens, which would mean that each ticket has to be different from the other one. So then you can kind of do those in waves, where maybe like the first wave would be you have to come in at this like allocated time period, and then the second wave is the next time. Like you need to somehow make them different from one another, or else they're just gonna be fungible tokens, and that's pretty much what you're doing right now. So in order to make an NFT, you kind of have to have Like right now we're just doing artwork, and that's what actually makes them stand out. But you would have to think of some kind of unique characteristic that would make one separate from the next.
So I have somewhat of an idea for that. So a lot of tickets have their specific designs on them, or like
for like credit cards.
Yeah, it's like a credit card, right? So in the instance of like tickets, to make sure that no one else, like, because what people could do with the NFT is they could copy it and try and mint a similar one. What you could do is if we were like to collab and create like NFTs for you, what we would do is we create just almost like different variants of the same artwork, same thing that we're doing now, and those would be the only tickets that would be able to be sold, and that would discourage people from not only trying to do it fraudulently, but then also it would allow them to possibly resell it as just an NFT. Because they could use it originally as a ticket to get into whatever event that you're promoting, but then afterwards they could be like, okay, this art is actually really dope. I'm just gonna go sell it on OpenSea or another one of the NFT marketplaces. And now it's kind of relatively easy because OpenSea just created their app, so they could do it from the phone.
Yeah, but the thing is, like NFTs, they don't have to just be artwork, right? So one example is literally QR codes. QR codes are unique. Every single QR code that you get is a unique combination of all these little black, I mean, you've probably looked at them and stared at them and like, they look like little mazes, you know? So that's another example of something where, you know, you don't need someone or people like us that are doing things for art. You could do all of this yourself. And they have things online that randomly generate unique IDs, right? And the ID could just be represented like a QR code, where the NFT isn't actually artwork. It's literally just, you know, some black lines, and all of them are unique, and you put it on a little card and all the cards are unique, you know, kind of like a credit card.